Hey everyone, welcome to 99.6 The Howl, episode 23. 23 seems like a special number to a Coyotes fan. For the uninitiated, this is an unedited YouTube vlog discussing everything Arizona Coyotes. No games in a while. Last game Sunday against the Ducks, they lose 5-2. The score wasn't indicative of the game. Pretty much a close game. Coyotes tied up 2-2 with 8 minutes left in the game. And then a couple of mistakes, and it's 4-2, and then an empty netter. And the game's over, and the boys go drinking like the fans did. Well, we were drinking during the game, so we got a head start. However, I want this video to be a reflection on the season so far and why the Coyotes are underperforming and not meeting the outrageous expectations we had for the team. Easy answer at the start of the season, injuries. I mean, the first 12 games of the season, Ranta only played 1.5 games. He goes down in the second game of the season, or third game. Who knows? It's been all a blur being a fan watching these games. So he goes down early. We have to rely on Deming for 11 or 12 games, and the Coyotes don't get a win. They collapse due to Deming not making the saves he needed to make. Finally, John Chaika has enough, goes out, gets Wedgwood as a new backup. Wedgwood, first start, gets his first win for the Coyotes. And then Ranta comes back, and then you have Ranta and Wedgwood. Coyotes starting to get wins. And then Ranta gets injured again. And then Wedgwood gets put into the starting position, and they can't really find ways to win games, even though they play well. And then injuries start to subside. Chikrin comes back. You got Ranta back in the net. Unfortunately, Jalmerson goes down in late November, and he hasn't played in 2 months. Well, a month and a little bit. Month and 2 weeks. I think Jalmerson is coming back Thursday against Nashville or on the weekend. Either way, this team can't get away from its injuries, but I don't think that's the problem. I think there's a lot of factors at play here. Injuries playing a major role in the beginning of the season, but for the past month and a half, 2 months, the team's got the personnel they need to start winning games. And the wins are coming rare and too far in between. We can talk about the coach, Rick Tocchet. Am I happy with them? No, I feel like this process should have been accelerated with the personnel they've had. If you look at teams like the Vegas Knights or maybe like Ottawa, like Guy Boucher last year, Ottawa went on a tear and made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Knights are first in the West, I'm pretty sure, first in the division for sure. And then you look at coaches like Housley in Buffalo, who it's taken a while for him as well to get the team under wraps. But Buffalo's performing better than the Coyotes, and I'm 100% sure the Coyotes have way better players than Buffalo. They're deeper than Buffalo, better D-core than Buffalo, probably the same on goaltending. Maybe Buffalo has more experienced forwards in Kane and O'Reilly, but still the Coyotes are much deeper up front. So I don't think this process should be taking 41 games with the likes of Domi, Stepan, Keller, Duclair, Perlini, Fisher, Dvorak. But some players aren't stepping up. This team is way too fragile when they get scored on. I know I have no stats with me in this video because I'm just talking from the heart, doing an eye test. I've watched 40, 39, 40, maybe all 41 games this season. And a lot of players are too one-dimensional. They're not performing to the potential they have. I mean, Perlini's got 10 goals, but he's a ghost in like most of his game he plays. He's a ghost. If he's not scoring, he's literally not doing anything else. He doesn't throw his body around. He's not hard on the board play. He's not great defensively. So if he's not scoring, you're not noticing him. Could say the exact same with Duclair. Duclair is a mixed bag. He's been in the doghouse for Tocchet, like he's been in the doghouse for Tippett. I haven't followed Duclair's junior season or his time with the Rangers, but people say he had issues with his junior coach in Quebec, and the Rangers were so eager to give him up for a rental. It makes you wonder if the fans hyped Duclair up a little too much. I mean, he had a great, amazing rookie season, 20 goals, but since then it's been rough. It's been unbelievable what happened to this player, and I don't know, man. He hasn't been the player he showed in his rookie season, and it doesn't seem like he's ever going to reach to that plateau again. Just his confidence is in the dumps. In the dumps, Take keeps playing him on the fourth line, giving his third line minutes to Ronaldo or Ultrabald, since Ronaldo's suspended. We can talk about that too. There's so many lineup issues with this team lately. Tocchet is loving Ronaldo, keeps playing him on the third line, giving him a lot of minutes. Then he goes out and tells Shaika to get Archibald and then puts him in the third line position automatically. First game, third line minutes, and then Duclair, fourth line minutes. It's frustrating as a fan to see such a prominent player, Duclair, because we've seen him perform at his highest, and it's frustrating not to see that happen with this new offensive coach. I'm spitballing a lot here, but I can tell you right now, when Ronaldo comes back from his suspension, guaranteed Take will put him on the third line. And as us as fans, it's going to be hard to swallow that. It's going to be hard to watch this team when decisions like that are being made. When you have skilled players sitting on the bench for so, when you have players like Duclair on the bench, it just makes you wonder. You start to assume things. We don't know the type of player Duclair is outside of the game. Is he hard in practice? Who knows? Is he good in the locker room? Does he complain to the coach? We don't know. We just gotta trust the coach, which I think the trust level is deteriorating between fans and coach. And we have to see some progress here. We haven't seen progress in half a season, and that's bad. Um, the decor. What am I doing here? I'm gonna restart this video. Tampa Bay. Anyways, so the decor. Ekman Larson is showing signs of brilliance in most games. He's good defensively. I think his pairing with Demers is terrible. Demers always loves to jump on the rush, like always. And Ekman Larson's an offensive-minded guy too, but he doesn't go. He doesn't pinch as often as Demers, and Demers is like always pinching and leads to too many odd man rushes, too many 2-on-1s. And what can you expect from Ekman Larson? He can't break up all the 2-on-1s. He breaks up most of them, but I think we need Jomerson back, pair him back with OEL, drop Demers to third pairing with Shen, shoot Connaughton into the sun. We don't need him. I mean, the Shen and Connaughton pairing is brutal, and you can't have that pairing on an NHL team. It's rough, man. You can't have Shen and Connaughton on this team. Chikrin, since he's come back, solid. He solidifies his second pairing of him and Goligoski. I'm happy with that. So the decor, defensively, they're pretty good. I mean, they held the Ducks to only 2 goals for 50 minutes that game. They didn't give the Ducks anything. The Ducks had nothing going for them. Just a bad mistake by Archibald not covering the wing. And then a defensive breakdown by Shen, and it's 4-2 in a matter of minutes. So, I mean, there's collapses in every game for the Coyotes this year. Even in the Leafs game, just the Leafs had nothing all game, and then just two, like, 3-minute segments, and the Leafs scored, like, three goals each time, and it's 6-4. And the other minutes, the other, 53 minutes, the Coyotes are just dominating the Leafs and hammering pucks at their net and cycling the puck. But those moments of collapse are just so detrimental to the team, and because they're so young, so fragile, they can't they can't regroup. It's mental toughness. Hockey is a confidence sport. If you don't have the mental toughness, you're going to get walked over. And you see it in most games that there's moments in the game and you know it's happening and the Coyotes just get run over. Even Columbus, or against the Avs, sorry, 2 weeks ago on Saturday, the Avs scored 4 goals in 2 minutes and it was just one after another. The Coyotes just were dumbfounded, deer in the headlights, and sooner or later they find themselves down 4-0, and you can't let that happen. That's a mental issue. I don't know if that's a coaching issue as well. I just know these players are tired of losing, tired of bad things happening. But they're the players. They dictate how the game's going. They got to start thinking positively and start pushing the pace in these games, and hopefully we see success. So Jalmerson, hopefully he comes back, solidifies the decor. Richardson's been injured for like 3 or 4 games. He comes back, solidifies the center ice position. Hopefully when Ronaldo's suspension is over, he doesn't get dressed and we could put Duclair on the third line. Maybe drop Archibald to fourth line. Have Richardson, Archibald, and Martinook. I'd be happy with that fourth line. Other issues, not issues, some bright spots is Keller. Keller's amazing. What an amazing player. He's got 14 goals, got like 32 points. He was what was advertised. I'm actually more surprised because his last season he played like 3 games under Tippett and he didn't look great. He looked like another Coyotes player who had potential but wasn't meeting that potential. But this season, he's fast, he reads the play, slows it down, always finds the open man. Great complement player with Domi, and he produces, which players need to start producing. Players like Stepan needs to produce. I mean, he's a great two-way forward, a great penalty killer. Unfortunately, he's not the number one centerman we needed once again. But he does the defensive game well. He had that bad turnover against Toronto, which was rough. But Stepan needs to step it up offensively. He's great defensively. Start to pocket in the goals. Other players, Strome came up for a couple games and didn't produce, wasn't confident, looked small. They didn't hold the puck as much, so they sent him back down to the AHL, and he's already dominating. It's like nothing good is happening on the NHL level for this team. I mean, Strome is dominating the NHL. I mean, dominating. Had 3 points in his first game back in Tucson, and if you look at his goals, he's just sniping the puck, finding open players, and just playing with confidence, and you never see that on the NHL level, so that's frustrating to see as well. It's just a frustrating season overall. How do we fix it? We can't. We need to be more offensive. We scored 2 goals or less in like our last 15 games. I think the Leafs game was the outlier in that we scored 4 goals. In the Avs win, we scored 3. We're lacking that insurance goal to give us confidence. And when we don't score that goal, the other team scores a goal against, and just the mental toughness just drops. And it's rough. It is rough. This episode's gonna be long. Um, yeah, I mean, they're not as bad as the Avs last year. I didn't watch Avs games last year, but watching Coyotes games this year, it's fun for like 2/3, 4/5 of the game. I mean, the Coyotes dictate the play, and then, like I said, the moments of collapse. It's just like a 5-minute chunk where fans wish they can blur out of their memory. And then the other parts of the game, the Coyotes seem fine. It's just a mental thing. Um, yeah, you can't really fire talk it. I'm not preaching that. I think the players need to start being better. Duclair needs to start playing better. Even if you're on the fourth line, you're in the NHL, best league in the world. It's time to step it up. Domi's got to pocket goals. He's got to start being more selfish. He always looks for the pass. Um, he's playing center now, which is good because he rushes back. It gives him more responsibility, and maybe he feels better having more responsibility. He could dictate the play more, just shoot the puck more, be more selfish, like I said. And yeah, here we go. Second half of the season, it's going to be more home games, more games against the Western Conference. So hopefully we start to see a turnaround. Who knows? Maybe we see a trade. I don't see this team being a seller at the deadline. They have no one to trade. Maybe Duclair, but why give up on him already? Why? He's a nice, good young player who could score goals. And we just got to give him some more ice time, and he needs to get more confidence and start shooting the puck. I think the whole team just needs to start shooting the puck and getting some good, nice goals. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Let's ride this last half of the season together and make some good memories. Whatever. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support.